You have a mental health problem.
All right, guys. I don't know if you know about this lady, the Kent State gun girl, Kaitlin Bennett Ramsey. Kaitlin Bennett, she's still around. I remember watching some of her videos a long time ago, and I was like, yeah, this will last a couple months, but she's still around. She's still a thing, and she's pulling down some pretty serious numbers on YouTube. And I would say, and I kind of have to hand it to her because she came up with a really, I mean, we're talking.
You can French kiss the guy next to you.
That really doesn't make any sense in this case, but she came up with a really clever grift, a really clever addition to the reactionary YouTube grift. But first I want to look at this weird, odd channel. And of course, this channel is definitely proving Crowder's law and the law of content, which is that the stupider it is, the bigger the audience. Over 250,000 subscribers, and it's called Slightly Offensive with some guy. Also, this is another one of these crazy shows that's produced by The Blaze. The Blaze, which they named because I guess they like weed. That's the only reason I can come up with. But I wonder what that guy, the guy who I guess is the face of The Blaze, what's that guy? Oh, Glenn Beck. What does he tell his kids he does? Daddy's got to go to work to figure out what the stupidest thing I could say is and produce other people saying equally or more stupid things.
Most hated woman on the internet, and I guess hated by the right people, I would say. That includes social justice warriors, our very own T-People community, which we can't say their name anymore on here, and pretty much the most degenerate human beings that are online. It's like, I would say that if you're hated by these people, you're probably doing something right, which is why I brought her on our show today.
The most degenerate people. These degenerates. Degenerate people.
Today, I love her work a lot. You might be familiar with it. It's called, she's Kaitlin Bennett, and her work is on Liberty Hangout, and she also has her own website. She's on YouTube, and she's here with me broadcasting all the way from a different state, and I'm so happy to have you here, Kaitlin. Welcome to Slightly Offensive.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Slightly offensive. Slightly offensive. I picture like those old like comedy albums where it's a guy, it's like Carlos Mencia, basically. It's like, I'm saying what you're not allowed to say. Like, we're still doing that. We're still doing that. It's like a tape over, a comedy album with a guy with tape over his mouth, and he's like, they won't let me. Who won't? I don't know.
World, just kidding. It's not an assault rifle. It's just a rifle. It fires at the same rate as a handgun. It's an AR-10. And I basically wanted to protest my school's policy against allowing students to carry firearms, but they allow guests to carry firearms on campus. So the day I graduated, I protested and I took this.
I think we're seeing right now with her and this interview right now is a good test for guns. Is if you have these eyes, like the way that those eyes look, the gaze of those eyes, it should be an instant you're not allowed to have a gun. I looked up the dude who's interviewing this gun girl lady, Kaitlin Bennett Ramsey, and he was one of the dudes who like went into the Capitol. Pro-Trump reporter gloats over access to fleeing Hill staffer's computer. Breaking. Breaking, I'm inside Nancy Pelosi's office with thousands of revolutionaries who have stormed the building. To put into perspective how quickly staff evacuated, emails are still on the screen. Okay, here we go.
Can you please explain to me how this image got connected to you? And also, can you prove to, or like explain to the viewers why that wasn't you?
So there was a picture of a woman, I guess, passed out with doo-doo all over her. And people said that it was her. Listen to her answer. And by the way, if something like this ever happened to me, they were like, look at this picture. This is him. And it's me passed out with like poop all over myself. The only correct answer is, yeah, of course that's me.
It wasn't me because I don't go to the University of Tennessee, and I believe that's where that photo was taken. It's a student at the University of Tennessee. It's also not me because I've never had alcohol in my body, ever. literally ever. I've never drank a sip of alcohol, any type of alcohol. And if you believe that Kaitlin Bennett was being invited to frat parties in college, you're the dumb one, because no one was inviting me to parties. I can attest to that.
This is something I have a lot of problems with.
You know, I was out doing politics. No one
Everyone's scared.
wanted me to be around them, trying to get them to sign up for my Turning Point Club.
Oh my God. Well, here's the part where we feel sorry for her.
Denigrating our dude.
You have a mental health problem.
So, yeah, it wasn't me, but people got onto this rumor that I did something at a party in my pants, and then they latched onto it. So now all of
I love that. Did something at a party in my pants. Yeah, there's this rumor going around that I did something. Now I'm starting to believe that it was her, the way she's talking about it. That I did something at a party in my pants. I thought I thought you were the badass, like, politically incorrect. Just be like, yeah, if you want to believe I pooped my pants, go for it. Wouldn't that be the correct answer here?
my haters are constantly thinking about my poop.
You can French kiss the guy next to you, yelling abolish the police.
Somebody pointed out, how can you be French kissing and yelling at the same time? I mean, this guy has a good following too, 166,000 views in just a couple days. So, and very well produced. If you're a lunatic and you show up at the Blaze, hi, I'm ready to act like a lunatic. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, we'll produce that. Here we go. This is my favorite part of this Gun Girl interview.
Yeah, no, I know. I saw this TikTok of a girl with Down syndrome. She's like 4. And she's like, please don't say retard. It really hurts my feelings. And I'm going, I don't think you have the cognitive emotional ability to be emotionally hurt by being called a retard when you have Down syndrome, unless you were conditioned by somebody to make this video about the fact that you don't want to be called a retard. And I mean, and yeah.
I love how the Gun Girl's like, yep. Mm-hmm. Can anybody out there tell me what is this show? What's going on here? By the way, this story had nothing to do. This was just apropos of nothing. This is, you know, we truly are getting to the deep issues here. Why can't I call little kids with Down syndrome names? The other funny thing about this interview with this guy, this kook, what's his name again? Elijah Muhammad or something. The other thing about this is it just shows you how easy, how ridiculously easy, and I do this too, and everybody who uploads videos does this, is to like reshape things in the way that you like. I mean, you would be shocked how much crap I cut out of these stupid videos where I'm just like blankly staring at the screen because I forgot what I was talking about. But what they do in this video is they do a pretty good job of making Gun Girl, this Gun Girl, out to be like a hero. I'll just show you the very beginning.
Wait, get a picture of me, get a picture of me.
It's just all these people calling her a bitch, and all these people saying that she's... and saying that she's...
Toilets.
And you know, they're trying to build this vibe up of like, look at all this stuff she's got to deal with. Oh man, the most hated woman, but she keeps going. This brave woman. So there's people throwing toilet paper at her. They're like, get out of here, Kaitlin. Get off our campus.
Who is it?
Toilets.
So, of course, all that attention is exactly what her channel and herself exactly want. But the real vibe, what seems to be the real vibe, I guess before those clips went viral and stuff, is just people who want to just go about their day. People who she's interrupting and just want to get away from her.
What do you think about starting an initiative on campus here at UK to be more inclusive to women who have penises, and we can put urinals in the women's restroom for them?
Sounds fantastic.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. What about, let's take it one
Then the guy turns to go. And this is this whole video. It's actually one of the funnier videos. Oh, especially this person right here.
for women who have penises. Putting urinals.
So
What do you think about putting urinals in the women's restroom for women who have penises?
That's fine. If it makes them feel comfortable, I don't mind. Like I don't really care about it.
Are you willing to?
I was gonna say that she's conservative Eric Andre, because she's just trying to like rile people up with like, this is her bird up, like her going out on the street. This is her version of bird up. This is the conservative version of bird up. Or maybe she's just like boring Tom Green. I can't decide which one she is. Either conservative dumb Eric Andre doing her version of bird up, or boring Tom Green. Because people are so nice about stopping. They're not getting paid for this. They're wasting their time. They're ending up on camera with no final cut. So they're being very generous with talking to anybody. And which is nice, which is great, you know? And if it's engaging, if it's something fun, people will stick around, you know? But her questions are so dumb and boring that most of them are like, I gotta go.
Major?
Psychology.
And you don't know about chromosomes and male and female?
I do know about chromosomes in male and female. I'm just on my way somewhere instead of somebody.
All right, we'll put tampons in your bath.
And again, like, you can cut anything to make yourself look good. You know, you really can. And that speaks really poorly to this girl, Kaitlin Bennett, because even with that advantage, that home court advantage of being able to edit it in a way to make yourself look handsome and cute and charming and smart, but there's so many great parts of her there's parts where she's just downright harassing people. So here we go.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
No, are you kidding me?
What's wrong? You guys okay?
I didn't understand why you said that at first.
You guys okay? There's another example of that unity that they want in this country. Thanks, Jake. You don't.
Just yelling at women while they walk down the street. Hey, be on my show. Hey, I'm gonna keep following you.
Why aren't you excited about me? I'm excited about you.
Because you're not wearing a mask.
We are outside. She's not wearing a mask and you're beside her. And you're not double masking either, so.
We don't want to talk to you.
Why are you so rude?
We just saw a little bit of reality there. Kind of the story of Kaitlin Bennett's life of we don't want to talk to you. We don't want to talk to you. We're two normal girls. We don't want to talk to you. There are some of these channels where people actually like stick around. I think there was some guy who would argue about like religion or something with people, and people would get engaged and they would be like, oh, they would stay there. But her channel, her Man on the Street segments should be called Please Don't Walk Away with Kaitlin Bennett.
Convincing arguments there.
I gotta go.
All right, bye.
This has got to be in Fort Lauderdale. This looks like Fort Lauderdale because this guy is the most Florida guy I think I've ever seen in my life and heard in my entire life.
The media has no stance of telling who the hell is president. No one does except for the constitutional right of them telling you that you're inaugurated in as president. So technically, as of right now, Joe Biden is not president of this country.
That right there is what growing up in Florida is like. Talking to guys like that. They're very sure in their convictions. They're absolutely incoherent, meaningless, insane convictions. This has got to be Florida. She's interviewing a guy, and he's wearing a shirt that if you're ever in Florida, you're like on a beach or something, there's stores that all they sell is this kind of shirt. It says, "I'm not always a dick. Just kidding. Go F yourself." Okay, so if you watch this channel, one thing that you know is I'm always looking on for a new grift that maybe I can adopt and use on my own, use to do my own grift. And my favorite one so far is that lady Candace Owens, who said that she was going to sue Instagram or something and that she needed a bunch of money. You got to donate, guys. Go to my website and donate because I'm going to sue Instagram. I'm going to sue Instagram. So you have to go to my website and donate. 5% of that will go to the legal case, and the remaining 95% will be for personal items. That's probably my favorite grift so far. Kaitlin Bennett came up with a new one that's brilliant. Here we go.
There's out here. No, there's not. There's 4 of them, and I love them. I think they're great. They're great for content, but I need security around them because, boy, do they get real mad real fast. Go to patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett to fund my security. I told you guys.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So I can get money to get security from these dangerous people that are different than us. Hey guys, Benny Pepino has been sending thugs to my house. You know, I've been roughed up several times, and I've been frankly groped by these men that Benny Pepino is sending over here. And guys, I'm gonna need security. So Patreon.com.
And burn, loot, murder.
Black Lives Matter.
I won't say that. Here at Liberty Hangout, because we are culturally sensitive and we want to diversify our employment, I have a Latino as my security guard. I am boosting the employment rates for the Hispanic community. To help my efforts, go to patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett. If you are not a racist, you'll donate to me there.
It's amazing how much she gets owned too.
All right, as you're shaking your ass in public, that's very cool.
Hey, we live in America. Cool. Can we not do that? Shake our ass in public?
Can I not have a firearm?
Okay.
That's how a lot of Americans think. Shaking your ass in public should be banned and is disgusting, but I should be holding a gun outside at all times.
To pay this monster, make sure you go to patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett. You can support my work to pay for this monster of a security guard. So what year was George?
What a brilliant grift. Look how I'm getting attacked. I'm getting attacked by these college students. I need security, so it's going to cost you guys. I kind of honestly wish she was just a grifter, just another YouTube grifter. But this little organization that she, I guess, works with has not the best record, not the best track record. They did a Wayback Machine, and they posted a tweet in 2016 that said, "Asking out of curiosity, do you believe the Holocaust happened as we've been told?" And it's 50-50 for their fans. And then there's a reply below from them that says, "It doesn't seem possible that 6 million were killed." It really seems. I get the vibe. I mean, she's clearly a kook. She's clearly been hit in the head a few times or something, or was dropped when she was a baby or whatever. But I really get the vibe, and I could be wrong on this, that she's sort of just like your grandpa, your typical reactionary grandpa.
Everyone's scared.
Type racist and sort of, Fox News grandpa. I get the feeling that a lot of the people surrounding her and like these Liberty Hangout, all the other Liberty Hangout are they're into some different stuff. They've been on the internet a little too long, some of these people. They've been on the hate-ternet a little too long, these idiots. Oh, Dan Frank. Shout out to Dan Frank, sent me a link with a bunch of videos from her behind the paywall stuff, which is a little bit more, we're getting a little closer to this kind of stuff. It's her and her husband shooting guns in all the opening credits, and her tagline is, "It's Kaitlin Bennett, Kent State gun girl." Like she calls herself the Kent State gun girl too, which I think is funny. But the other thing, like, I think I've talked about this, the loving guns, the sort of glorifying guns thing is a poser thing. Like, that's the thing that they don't kind of realize. And the best example of this is you could read about World War I, post World War I. there were lots of these weirdos, many of whom became Nazis, who were very jealous that they weren't part of World War I. They glorified it. They were like, oh, the glory of war. And it was only because they weren't in the war. And the people who were in the war knew that it was a tragic, disgusting, horrible situation that they would do anything to prevent from happening again. And I feel that's the vibe I get from these idiot doofuses like her husband and all these people at Liberty Hangout. They kind of glorify guns as a sort of goofy, childish, sort of naive fashion statement, almost. I'll put a link to this article, too. They posted, Liberty Hangout was co-founded in 2015 by her weirdo husband. It has long featured extreme commentary, including a number of pro-Confederacy posts. When will public schools start teaching the truth about Abraham Lincoln? And one of the things in here is starved and burned the South. Uh-oh. I get strong Daughters of the Confederacy vibe from Kaitlin Bennett. Like I could picture her like, we need to get some statues up of Lee. Like she should be on PragerU if she's not already. In 2018, Liberty Hangout published an article asserting that, quote, it's time to admit that Martin Luther King Jr. really sucked. So, bunch of absolute lunatics. So, this is pretty funny. This is from her behind the paywall thing. A little bit of lack of self-awareness here.
For disease.
She's talking about being in some Hyatt. She's in some Hyatt, like, convention center thing. Here we go.
We have footage of one of the Hyatt, not even security, just an employee walking around with a sign, following me around, harassing me. It's just insulting. It's insulting.
It's insulting for somebody to follow you around with a sign and not leave you alone.
You guys okay?
I understand why you said that at first.
You guys okay? There's another example of that unity.
When you don't want to be for example, they're trying to film you to get some clicks for a social media thing because you're trying to be some kind of an influencer, and you're exploiting people who are just trying to like get that's annoying. That's so annoying. She's right. I can't believe that person at the Hyatt did that to her. So I'd prefer that this whole thing doesn't exist because it appears to be run by neo-Nazis and stuff like that. I'm gonna take a really bold stance here and say Nazis, I don't like it. I don't like them. Thumbs down to those people. Not good. Not 0. How much do I like them? Between 1 and 10? 0. Okay? But watching through this footage, the one thing that I kind of like is she'll just sort of waste time. Like, okay, so this video is 10 minutes long. She spends like 5 minutes, like pretty much like half the video, just talking to these high school girls in Miami. Just kind of like lets the clock run with these girls.
No, he wasn't. Where's Washington? I don't know. Close.
W. Bush.
I don't know. When the
1957.
No,
he's not that old.
Is it in the 80s, right? The 90s.
It was recent.
Doesn't he have a son too?
Yeah.
Wait, 2004?
She's asking them about George W. Bush.
2000.
Okay.
You're close. What'd you say?
She f***ed his son.
What? I did
There's a skate.
It's like this is like a flashback to being just like at a high school party or something. Oh, this girl effed George W. Bush's son. And this goes on and on. This whole video is it's called The Future Libs Want. So she's making some point, I would love to hear her definition of liberal. But she oh my God. Wow. Almost 1 million views on this one. And it's literally just her shooting the S with some high school kids. I do like that girl says that it's a free country, I can shake my ass, because that is exactly true. That is exactly true. So there we go. Somebody who just appears to be a dummy, but has some, I would say, pretty creepy roots. Again, I'm going to take a really bold stance on this channel and say that we are anti-Nazi. Okay? I know this is, it takes a brave person to say something like that, but big, huge thumbs down to get one of those foam thumbs like at the football games and turn it upside down, and that's what we say for those people. Pretty creepy. She herself is probably a creep. I kind of get the vibe that she's surrounded by creeps and that she's mostly just a ding-dong and a dum-dum. Just like as sort of Paula Deen. She's Paula Deen shoved into a young woman's body. But she's kind of surrounded by, I would say, the more harsh, the people who are kind of even more of a lunatic than she is. So big thumbs down to Kaitlin. In the future, just own the poop picture. Just say, yeah, no, that was me. You'll get more follows, honestly. So that's all I got to say about her.
You can French kiss the guy next to you. Abolish the police.
And that's a new saying on our channel. You can French kiss the guy next to you, abolish the police, and bye. Hey everybody, and thanks so much for watching this video. Like all the other YouTube and podcast perverts, I now have a Patreon. Every week on this Patreon, I'm uploading 2 exclusive Patreon-exclusive shows. They're like real shows, more produced, more edited. One of them is a behind-the-scenes show where I reveal all the secrets and YouTube scams that I'm doing. And the other one, I just reveal my innermost dark, cringe secrets.
And at the top level,
you can even become a producer of the show and get your name handwritten, hand art, hand-drawn at the end of every episode. So if that's something that you are interested in, check it out.
On Patreon.
I'll put a link in the, what is the thing called? In the description, I guess. So thank you so much, even if you don't. Thanks for watching this video. I know it's hard to get through these things, but I appreciate you.
This show would be absolute garbage without the producers. Abby, I don't want cowards teaching my kid green. Tristan, Dominic, Guzman, Jane Spade. Jessica, a lot of problems stepping off. King Friday. Laura Campbell. Rajawa. Nefatsu Gustav Van Betten. Camilla. Young Slampy. Brian Hernandez. CS. Hey, is that CS? I don't know. Oh wait, yeah, it is CS. Okay, great. Dogs and kisses. Blistered thumb. Bree Gutierrez. Pixels green. Pick green. Old man Shia. And our favorite name so far, Hard Farter. I hope you're okay, Hard Farter. That sounds
the muscular class
like a problem, to be honest. And a very special thanks to Mr. Quarth, Micah G, Mort Calypso, Roberto Vera. Who's that? What? Oh, it's Carl Hochmuth, or Hochmuth. I don't know, Carl, tell me how to say it. Love you! Terza. And don't cancel me for, I'm just reading a name, okay? Tardmaster. Annihilate. And special guest, Stabster Bait. Kevin Jigaleski. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's Mac. You know it's Mac. You can tell it's him. Krill Will. And we got D-Pad Chad. Burn Dubuel. Jake T. Sebastian Delgadillo. Charlotte Glass. CEO of the Muscular Class. Beth Van Diver.
I'm sorry about that, Beth. You know I love you.
Ray Anthony Cox. Eden Joy. Derek Stoker. Apollo Crow. Liz. Martin Lee. Chelsea G. Derek Jesus Christ Wilson. Matt Rowe. Thank you to these beautiful, gorgeous, muscular, soaked up, showering probably 10 to 11 times a day producers.